And then when Oprah said that if Trump wins, you may never be able to vote again.
If we don't show up tomorrow, it is entirely possible that we will not have the opportunity to ever cast a ballot again.
That is
it's just so ridiculous.
the craziest thing when you go back and watch him on her show, where she was encouraging him to be president.
This sounds like political presidential talk to me, and I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
Probably not. I do get tired of seeing the country ripped off.
Why would you not?
I just don't think I really have the inclination to do it. I love what I'm doing. I really like it.
Also, it doesn't pay as well.
No, it doesn't.
Hey, Oprah,
yeah.
what changed?
Yeah. Well, he became the guy who wasn't just funding a lot of politicians and being like a famous guy, and he became the guy who was calling all of them out and threatening to drain the swamp. And that's really was his crime.
Joe Rogan went all in on Oprah Winfrey, taking aim at the queen of daytime TV with a no-holds-barred roast. What began as light conversation quickly turned into a full-on takedown, stripping away her America's favorite neighbor image and dropping billionaire-sized truth bombs without hesitation. The internet's reaction was split. Some were shocked, others cheered, but one thing was clear. This wasn't a gentle jab. Rogan came in swinging, and Oprah's empire definitely felt the hit.
Bro, you remember the time Oprah had that lady on, his face bit off by the chimp? Stay there. And she showed her face on TV?
Oh, yeah.
Miraculously, she survived just the unimaginable. Her name is Charla Nash. Charla almost always covers her face with the hat and scarf. She wears it, she says, because she doesn't want to scare people.
The lady was wearing a veil over her face, like, let's see your face, come on. She pulls the veil away.
Like a Nope?
What are you doing?
Would you mind lifting the veil? Oh, so we can see. You could take the hat off. Oh, the hat comes off. Yeah. Okay.
Oprah Winfrey, the woman who can walk into a room full of billionaires and still be the most influential person there. The queen of daytime TV, the high priestess of live your best life energy. The only person who could sell you a book, a blender, and a spiritual awakening all in one breath. But then came the day Joe Rogan tore through her carefully crafted image like an uninvited garage sale. You could practically hear the collective gasp from her devoted fans. A group so loyal they might just drink her bathwater if she claimed it would cleanse their aura.
We lied, but she also brought us Dr. Oz and The Secret. We have to remember what this lady has done.
She has to be held accountable.
I forgive her, but I mean, The Secret is a particularly egregious offense.
What, you don't believe? You don't believe?
Believe?
If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Picture it, Joe Rogan in his podcast chair, looking like he's either about to drop a life-changing truth bomb or dare you to eat elk jerky dipped in ayahuasca. On the other side, Oprah, untouchable daytime royalty, just living her life, completely unaware her public image is about to get folded like a lawn chair in a hurricane. Rogan doesn't ease into it. He comes in swinging with a verbal chainsaw. And the craziest part? Oprah doesn't say a word. No clapback, no statement, nothing. In roast terms, that's like standing still while the other guy juggles flaming insults inches from your face. It's silent. It's awkward. And it's absolutely glorious.
See Oprah fall down?
Yes, and it's honestly...
She's a little old to be falling down. You loved it?
I loved it.
Wow.
Loved it. She didn't
like
get hurt.
People get hurt.
She's fine.
She's dead.
She died?
Yes.
All right. Ding dong. The witch is dead.
She didn't. Imagine if she did, and I was
she died from the fall.
About her.
Yeah, we're fucked.
No, she didn't die.
No, she's fine. I just think like...
She looks like she got hurt.
It's nice to see billionaires fall.
Oh.
How about that?
Let's be clear. Oprah is a billionaire media powerhouse, untouchable in the way a lion is untouchable to a house cat. But Rogan? He's the kind of house cat that's been living in the wild for years, seen it all, and isn't afraid to swipe at anything, even a lion, just to see what happens. And this time it happened. This wasn't casual commentary. It was a full-on demolition. Rogan dismantled the Oprah myth piece by piece. The whole relatable billionaire persona? Gone. Torched like a stack of 90s infomercial DVDs. That carefully polished spiritual guru image? Shredded. He painted a picture of Oprah starting her day with an artisanal unicorn milk latte before deciding which planet to buy before lunch.
Joe Rogan is calling out Oprah and Michelle Obama for hypocritical speeches at the DNC. Watch.
She's up there talking about income inequality. Like, hey, lady.
Yeah, I know.
You're rich as... Like, how is that equal? And also, when Michelle Obama was saying, you know, I think she was saying her mother or grandmother was always suspicious of people who took more than they needed.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
you are worth so much.
The audience ate it up, partly because deep down, everyone suspects there's something a little too perfect about Oprah's image. It's so polished it's like she's been airbrushed in real life. And Rogan, with all the subtlety of a monster truck doing yoga, ripped that illusion wide open. The best part? This isn't the first time someone's tried to roast Oprah. But most people go easy. A few light jabs about the book club, maybe a playful dig, and then a quick retreat before the Oprah army shows up at their door with homemade cookies and legal paperwork. Not Rogan. He's out there saying, "What's she gonna do? Ban me from reading."
Love Oprah, like most of us who grew up when we did. And only now did I realize I've been getting spoon-fed propaganda from this woman for years. I always took her little setup packages as gospel. Before I was a reporter, I never even thought to question whether Oprah might be intentionally misleading me. Then last night, the dawn came and I was like, oh my God, she is not a reporter. She's a propagandist. She's trying to shove messaging down my throat of whatever she believes, not what's real.
Oprah's best friend image kicks things off. You know, the vibe where she convinces millions she's basically your neighbor. If your neighbor just happened to live in a mansion so huge it needs its own zip code. Rogan painted a clear picture. Oprah in a silk robe sipping a smoothie pricier than most people's monthly rent, nodding like she truly gets the pain of losing your keys. Then he went after the giveaways, the crown jewel of Oprah's public persona. Remember the cars? You get a car. You get a car. Legendary moments. But Rogan reminded everyone that those gifts were really golden tickets to the IRS. He talked about the Oprah effect, not the good kind. He compared it to a wizard casting spells, but instead of magic wands, she uses book club stickers. And instead of dragons, she summons entire marketing armies.
I want to be rich. I am rich.
I imagine myself flying. I can fly. I will beat my wings until I take off. What's up?
Yeah.
It was one of the more I want to say disturbing, but it was confusing when that was taking hold with people. When I had friends that were telling me that the secret is real and that they imagined they were going to fulfill these childhood dreams that they had about whatever, being a fucking astronaut, whatever it would be. There's a couple people that I knew that were trying to tell me that the secret was going to be the thing and that they had a vision board and they had photographs. They put pictures up of the things that they wanted, like them in front of large crowds and shit. And I'm like, oh boy.
Them in front of large crowds.
This is so not how it works.
Yeah.
If this were anyone else, maybe Oprah would have fired back. But not this time. She stayed silent, which only made Rogan's words hit even harder for everyone listening. It was like watching a boxing match where one fighter just stands there smiling while the other throws heavy punches, and somehow the crowd starts wondering if the smiling one is actually losing. Rogan didn't stop at her image. He dug deep into the OWN network era. Remember when that was supposed to be the next big thing in TV? Oprah left her daytime throne to build her own kingdom. But as Rogan pointed out with a grin, the early years were rough. Ratings dropped hard. In Rogan's telling, those shows were like secret interrogations, where Oprah would ease guests into comfort, then suddenly hit them with a sharp question, one so precise it could slice a tuna. The kind of question that makes you forget your own name for a moment.
They boiled it down to the easiest one, which is dreaming.
Right, exactly.
And that's why it's sold, but Oprah sold it. I mean, she was one of the big ones, man. And she was all in. She was fucking 50 years old at the time. I mean, this is not a young woman who is selling this. How old is Oprah now?
75?
89?
But here's the clever part of Rogan's roast. He didn't just call out what Oprah does, he pointed out the contradictions. How she preaches self-love while selling you a dozen things you supposedly need to buy to get it. How she talks about living simply from a mansion big enough to host the Olympics. Rogan painted Oprah as the ultimate boss of capitalism, smiling and kind, yet somehow making you feel it's your fault you're not a billionaire too. The internet didn't just react, it replayed it. TikTokers did dramatic readings of Rogan's rant. YouTube animators made cartoon battles where Oprah sat on a golden throne and Rogan charged in on a moose, wielding a microphone like a medieval weapon. And through it all, Oprah stayed silent. No tweets, no interviews, just that calm, composed Oprah energy. A jab at billionaire relatability here, a shot at sponsor spirituality there. Every time Rogan said her name, you could almost hear the internet refreshing.
It didn't help by sort of saying it's cheating. What do you mean it's cheating? It's a drug that helps people control their appetite. How is that cheating? So she was probably on the wrong side of things when she was saying that. And now I think she was sort of forced to admit, because as you say, it's obvious. Somebody like Oprah, who's constantly up and down with the weight and hasn't been on the skinnier side for a long time. And then suddenly, after this miracle drug comes out, like, we know. But she's still a spokesperson for Weight Watchers. And I guess she's going to still tell us that the point system is really what's behind the weight.
Now here's the thing. Oprah's image has survived worse. She's been in the spotlight for decades, weathering scandals, controversies, and even Dr. Phil. But this felt different. This wasn't tabloid gossip or a headline grabber. It was a long-form public roast by someone with a huge audience who wasn't afraid to tear apart the Oprah myth. And the fact she didn't respond gave the whole thing a strange gladiator arena vibe. Rogan fighting a statue and somehow making it look like he was winning. It left people wondering if she ignored him because she didn't care, or because responding would only give him more fuel. Was it strategic silence or classic Oprah rising above the chaos on a cloud of lavender-scented wealth? What's really interesting is that the roast didn't just shake her image among Rogan's fans. It got some of Oprah's casual viewers thinking, wait, maybe she's a bit over the top. The roast became a rare cultural moment where two very different groups, meat-loving MMA fans and skeptical middle-aged daytime viewers, met in the middle and thought, that's a fair point.
The word gratitude is one of those words that's overused, but when practiced, it can change everything about how you move through this world. It's my spiritual practice, and I know if you use it in those moments when everything feels like it might be falling apart, that's when you use it. It's great to do it. I mean, I journal every night too. I journal when things are going really well, but I'm telling you, it has the most powerful impact when you can do it, when you can sit and be grateful.
You ever notice how every Oprah interview feels like she's unlocking the secrets of the universe? Soft lighting, slow zoom, dramatic pause. Just so she can lean in and ask, but how did that make you feel? And people cry every single time. She could interview a guy who just won a lifetime supply of paper clips, and 3 minutes later, he's sobbing about his childhood. Rogan tore that apart, saying, "It's not an interview style. It's an emotional ambush. You're halfway through explaining something harmless, then suddenly you're confessing your deepest regrets to a billionaire with perfect hair." And he's right. Oprah has this way of making people spill their souls like she's running a spiritual pawn shop. Then came the roast of the Oprah Book Club. Rogan compared it to her holding the Infinity Gauntlet, snapping her fingers and turning every Barnes & Noble into her personal marketing machine. Somewhere, 1,000 English teachers just nodded in painful agreement.
Longer in the business of staying up on the news. She's reading undoubtedly from blue cards her staff gave her. That's how the Oprah Winfrey Show was shot. Oprah didn't have to think of her own questions. It was all impromptu or on a blue card for Oprah. She doesn't know she's not making big news with this revelation. She said she'll sign the same shitty so-called border bill that they rejected last time because it would let 5,000 illegals over the border a day.
And the products, the products. Rogan went all in on how Oprah can sell anything. Doesn't matter if it's a blender, a skin cream, or a $500 artisan meditation pillow that looks suspiciously like a beanbag chair. She puts her name on it, and suddenly it's in every suburban kitchen by next Tuesday. Rogan painted a wild picture of an alternate universe where Oprah could sell bottled tap water for $80 a case, call it empowerment water, and watch people buy it by the truckload. He didn't stop there. Rogan reminded everyone of the time she jumped into politics and swayed real elections. He made it sound like Oprah wasn't just endorsing candidates. She was personally dealing the presidential cards. You get a senator, you get a governor. It's funny, sure, but it's also true. That's power most politicians would sell their souls for, if Oprah hadn't already trademarked it.
Here she is walking, and I believe she's talking about balance, which is LOL.
The irony is staggering.
So, flat ground.
Doesn't mean all things are equal or at peace at all times.
Oh, she bites the dust. Let's see how she recovers.
She says new shoes.
Oh, those rude fucks. They edit it so she hits the ground over and over again. Well, you know.
The thing that really stood out was Rogan's constant reminder that Oprah's empire is built on being relatable. While living a life so far from normal, it might as well be CGI. He joked about her gardens, saying they're probably run by monks sworn to silence just to keep the kale from catching bad vibes. Her closets have closets, and her personal trainers have personal trainers. Somewhere, there's even someone whose only job is making sure the cloud over her guest house stays fluffy enough for her mood. By the end, you could almost feel the internet split in two. Those laughing so hard they were wiping tears, and those furiously typing "Leave Oprah alone" in all caps. That's the beauty of it. Rogan didn't just roast Oprah. He cracked the porcelain on her perfect teacup. He showed the gap between her brand and the reality, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. The kicker? While brutal, the roast reminded the world how huge her reach still is. The fact it became a story at all proves she's still the sun everyone orbits, even if the light is a little too bright. Will there be a round two? Probably. When it happens, it won't just be a roast, it'll be a rematch. Two heavyweights, one microphone, and an internet ready to pick sides. Until then, the legend of Joe Rogan stands, not as the end of her empire, but as one of the rare moments someone dared to swing at the crown and actually landed a hit. And somewhere, Oprah's still smiling, which, let's be honest, might be the scariest part of all.